Hey everybody, it's me again, back at it with another video. And hopefully in this video we'll get to talk about this guy right here. It's amazing. I've been using it for a bit over a week now, or almost a week, and I've been absolutely loving everything about it. This is actually my second take for this video. I had already filmed everything before, but I felt that it was a bit unstructured and, well, really all over the place. So I was like, okay, no, I wanna make this a bit more thought out. So I went in and I made like a rough script, like talking points really, like I have them here on my phone to make sure I'm staying on track with what I'm saying. And yeah, I'm gonna be sticking to that structure throughout this video. So just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a keyboard reviewing channel. Probably this is the only keyboard review you're gonna be seeing on this channel, but I thought, you know, since it's something that I own and I like, so I might as well make a video about it. Your mileage may vary in whatever keyboard you decide to get. Modding is completely up to you. If you somehow brick your keyboard by modding it, that's not on me. So just a little disclaimer that I need to get out of the way. So anyways, before we begin, so I'm going to be structuring this video into 4 main segments. So the first is going to be an introduction to mechanical keyboards. After that, it will be going to be reviewing the main features of this guy right here. After that, we're going to be talking about the modding of the keyboard, and then lastly, it'll be like a sound test or to see like the difference between my old keyboard and the new keyboard, and the before modding and after modding. So if you want to skip to any segment, I'm going to try to figure out how to do the chapters thing on YouTube. So if you want to skip ahead, feel free. We'll start with the introduction. So mechanical keyboards, they basically aren't new. Like they were actually around since pretty back in the day. They just started gaining popularity once again. I think when I was in high school, I started really hearing about mechanical keyboards. That was like what, in 2012 maybe, or something like that. Yeah, that's when I started really hearing about mechanical keyboards again, and like, oh wow, mechanical keyboards, what's that? But they really picked up, I think, towards the past few years, I think. And they're different from membrane keyboards. How? Like everyone's used a membrane keyboard at one point, right? You got the PCB, which is like the circuit, and then you got like this mushy silicone layer on top of it, and then you have the keys on top. So what happens is when you press on the key, you press on the silicone, and the silicone makes contact with the copper thing at the bottom, and then you have a key press. So that's membrane. It feels mushy, and some are nicely done. I've used some membrane keyboards that are nicely done, but most of them just feel mushy and they don't have a really nice feedback and type feel and sound. Mechanical keyboards, that's where they come in. So mechanical keyboards, each key has its own switch. And it actually like I'm gonna try to put like a diagram on while I'm explaining this. So there's like a switch. It literally just goes up and down, and it makes contact with this thing and metal inside, and then yeah, basically yeah, that's how mechanical keyboards work. And different switches have different properties and sound profiles and things like that. So that's basically just a brief introduction into what mechanical keyboards are. I don't want to get into much into depth also about this because, like I said, this is not a keyboard reviewing channel. So if you want to know more about that, then you feel free to YouTube or Google. So when you're buying a mechanical keyboard, you need to decide: are you going to get something like this? This is my Royal Kludge RK100. It comes like this. It comes with the keycaps. It comes with the switches already installed. It's already ready to go. You just connect it and then you go. This is probably the better idea for like someone who's really beginner into the field. Just buy something that you test out at a shop. It'll be good to go. But this one, it already comes with keycaps and switches installed, so you don't have a choice there. Unlike this keyboard here, I bought this as a bare bone, basically without the keycaps and without the switches inside. So it comes just as the keyboard, and I get to choose what switches I want to use and what keycaps I want to use. So that's something you need to first decide. Do I want something that's already pre-built, or do I want to customize it myself? That's the first thing. And then the second thing, okay, what type of switch do I like? So in switches, there's three main switches. You got the linear, you got the tactile, and then you got the clickies. Like when people thought of mechanical keyboards back in the day, they thought of clickies because they were so distinct. Well, click, 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 click. Oh my God, a mechanical keyboard. That's the first one I got. I got blues. It was horrible. After you use it for some time, they're loud, they're obnoxious, and they're just not great. For me personally, it'll differ from one person to another. But yeah, those are clickies. Then you got tactiles. They're smoother than clickies, but when you press it, when you press on a key, there is still some bump, a feel, like you feel like you pressed on something. Unlike linears. Linears are, as the name says, they're just smooth all the way. From the moment you press until you reach all the way at the bottom, they're smooth. You don't feel anything in between. And that's usually the go-to for gamers, for programmers, typists. Not all, of course, you know, but you know, I feel like more people these days are getting into linears. They just feel nice. I don't know, but everyone's choice is going to be different. So the way you're gonna need to do it is you're gonna have to go to a shop. If you're in Malaysia, there's the shop that I went to test out some switches. Also, they're called MKB. They have like 3 different branches. You guys can go check it out and see what kind of switches you're into. So the best way I can actually give you an example of this is that, you know, on your phone, tactile switches would be the ones that, you know, you have your haptic feedback turned on your keyboard. So when you're typing, you feel something. So if that's something that you need, maybe tactile would be the thing for you. But if you have it turned off like I do, you're typing and you're just looking at it as it comes up, as the letters comes up on the screen, whether you're on a computer or whatever, then maybe linears would be your thing. That's really the closest approximation I can give. But yeah, like I said, go to a shop, try out some different keyboards and find out which type of switch is best for you. And then we go now to keycaps. Keycaps, I'm gonna brush over this really quickly. There's different type of profiles. So this keycap profile, I don't know if you can see it very well from the side, but this, maybe if I put it to the side here, this profile right here is called OEM. It's very similar to what this is, which is the cherry profile. So what the profile is basically the style of how the keycap is designed. Some are completely flat, like a laptop. Some have rounded edges. Some are like really curvy, like you can see a distinct curve in the switches. That's called the SA profile. There's MOA, XDA, SA. There's so many different profiles. You're gonna have to do the research because each different profile has a different feel, a different sound, etc. I personally prefer the cherries or the OEMs. These have been the most comfortable to me. I thought I would like XDA, which is the completely flat one. I tried them. No, I did not like them at all. I felt that there was not enough gaps in between the letters, and I have fat fingers, so I was, you know, mispressing lots of keys at the same time. Like I wanted to type one word, I'd be typing like so many extra letters in between, and it was just awful for me. I didn't like it. So I decided I'm gonna just stick with cherry profiles. And they come in all different shapes and sizes, and like I said, and colors, schemes. I like this one. It fits the color scheme of AAA Productions, so I liked it. It's nice and easy to see. I like how very distinct the legends are. Like I don't even need, like these are not shine through. Unlike this one, let me turn that on. This one, is it working? It's shine through, but it's very weak. The light shines through the keycaps and then it lights the words. I don't like it. So I didn't feel like it was all that impressive. So I decided I'm just gonna go with like this one, like just standard. And it's so nice and crisp and easy to see. I love it. I realized I just brushed over one really important section, which is this keyboard and its specifications. So talking about this keyboard, this is called the Zuoya, I think, GMK104. It's called 104 because it's a full layout keyboard. It's got all the keys, 104 keys to be exact. That's why 104. It's got that standard layout look also. They have this same company, Zuoya. It has two other styles. It's got the TKL, which basically you remove the numpad so it looks like that. And then it has a more compact look, which kind of basically like you cut off all of that and you remain with this part here, but you get the cursor keys. I think that's called a 75%. Yeah. So in keyboards have different layouts and they're expressed by percentages. This is 100%. This is a 96 or 98%. I'm not sure which one is. Sometimes it's called 96, sometimes it's called 98. I'm not sure what the difference is. Then you have the 75s, then you have the 60s, and then you have even smaller, which is absurd, and like lots of different stuff. So which one you like? You guessed it. You're gonna have to research and Google. So why did I pick this keyboard instead of something that looks a bit more like this? So honestly, I wanted to stick with this layout. I like this compact look. I like that a lot actually. It saves a lot of desk space as well. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to find something that had all the features that I needed within the budget that I needed. This had everything that I was looking for. And the main thing that I was looking for was a fast chipset. This chipset, over 2.4 gigahertz wireless connection, it allows for something called 1000 hertz polling rate. That means it's much more accurate over wireless, and it allows for wireless gaming. Unlike something like this, when I use it for wireless gaming, even wireless typing even, I used to get a lot of misinputs and inaccuracies, so it wasn't good for gaming wirelessly. For wired, it was absolutely fine. But I wanted to do it wirelessly. I want to switch my setup eventually to a completely wireless setup. So this allowed me to do that. So 1000 hertz polling rate chip. This was the main feature I was looking for. Other than that, I was also looking for it to be bare bone, means it came without the switches and the keycaps. And also, I wanted it to be, already from the factory, it already came with some sound dampening modifiers. So this one already had that. And also the, general bells and whistles that you'd look for, like it's got, it's got a decent sized battery, 4000 milliamp hours. It's got Windows and Mac compatibility. Not that I use Mac. It got tri-mode connections. Got 2.4 gigahertz USB and Bluetooth right there. Not sure if you can see it. Hopefully you can. It got this sweet knob, which allows for like you can go in through like the software called VIA, and you can customize what it does. So now I have it like play and pause by clicking it, and then volume. And you have a cute little screen here. Let me turn it on so you can see what it does. Dun, 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 dun. So it's cute because hopefully you can see this nicely. So I like that it has also the time and the date and everything, which is pretty nice. But then sometimes when I'm working, look at that. I hope you can see it. You can customize the GIF. You can customize the GIF that's showing up here. You can upload different GIFs and have it play. So this is my word GIF. I had another GIF that I wanted to upload for the chill mode, but yeah, this is my word GIF. When I'm working, this is what's playing. Oh, it wasn't showing. This cat typing on a keyboard. Yeah. It's cute. I like it. Does it offer that much of a functional benefit? No, not really. The knob does. The knob is nice. I would actually recommend try to find a keyboard with a knob. It really is nice. It really checked all the boxes that I was looking for in a keyboard. And what's awesome is that here in Malaysia, this keyboard, if you go to any online seller, this keyboard, the cheapest you would ever be able to find it, if you're lucky, maybe like 260, 200 something. I went on AliExpress during a sale season, autumn sale or something like that. I don't know, some sale. I got this keyboard for 120 ringgit. That was like the craziest deal I've ever gotten in my life. So AliExpress, guys, it's actually pretty good. It's trustworthy to an extent, but your mileage may vary always. Be sure to, be careful who you're buying from. Make sure the shop is like an official shop or it's got lots of reviews and stuff like that, yeah? But give it a shot, AliExpress. pretty cool, actually. Something I'm gonna be using more often. So 120 for the keyboard. The keycaps only cost me about like what, 30 ringgit, and these are clones. They're not the original or anything, and holy god, they sound great. And they feel great too, and they look so good. For 30 ringgit, holy god, that's really such a steal. And the keycaps that I've used, the switches, the switches that I've used are the Gateron Milky Yellow Pros. So you need to know, the Pros usually mean they come factory lubed. And honestly, they've been more than enough for me. I don't know if they're going to differ a lot from like a hand lubed switch, which is someone basically pulling the switch apart, lubing everything up, and then closing it back up. That usually is an aftermarket thing. Like you buy the switches unlubed, and then you send it to someone who will lube it for you, and they take a cost per switch. It's usually like 1 ringgit per switch. So it's like, if you're buying the switch for like 70 cents, let's say, you're adding another ringgit per switch. So it really adds up really quickly. So these are 104 keys, remember? So I bought 110. So 110 times 70 cents, that's around like 77 ringgit or something like that. And then if you're going to add lubing as well, and yeah, you see how the price catches up real quick, yeah? So with any hobby, it becomes expensive the more deeper you go into it. That's just how it is. I like this because it wasn't too crazy of a price. So 120 for the keyboard. I'm gonna add the prices somewhere here. So 120 for the keyboard, and like, I don't know, I'm gonna check the numbers exactly. 70 something or 80 something for the switches, and then like 30 or 30 something for the keycap. So the total is there. What's the total? I don't know, maybe 200 something, which is great actually. 200 something, maybe less than that, or no, maybe around 200 something, which is absolutely phenomenal for a fully modded keyboard with these functionalities. Like if you want to get like something like on a bit of a higher end, like you'd need to go to get something like a Keychron. Those start off at like 300 something for the bare bone. If you want to buy it with keycaps and switches, that's like 400 something. Crazy. So for that price, I'm more than okay paying that for this. I'm going to be talking also about how I went and modded this keyboard, yeah? So like I said, this keyboard, it came bare bone. It's called bare bone. It means it came without switches and without keycaps. So what I did was I opened it up. You gotta be careful when you're unplugging the battery and whatever other cables inside, because they're very thin and you could easily damage them. So you gotta, when you're opening it, you gotta be really careful, yeah? So you open it up, you unplug it, and then what the mod that I did was called the tape mod. So basically it's very simple. You're just gonna get tape, painter's tape or masking tape or electrical tape. These all work just fine. I used masking tape. You're going to put one layer first to cover everything, and then you're gonna do like 2 more. So altogether you got like 3 layers of tape, or 2 to 3 layers of tape, really. It's up to your preference. So what that does, it helps dampen the sound. So there's different sounds keyboards could do. There's talky, there's creamy, there's poppy, there's clacky, like lots of stuff. I prefer the creamy, poppy, talky sound, like a mixture of all, really. What the tape mod does, it helps it become more poppy and dampen. Basically, it dampens the sound. It makes it more deep instead of like, here. I'll put it next to my microphone so you guys can pick it up. Hold up. It doesn't sound great. It sounds very clickety clackety and scratchy, and it's just not nice. That's why I wasn't a big fan of this sound. So I decided I'm going to get something more suitable to my taste. The tape mod is really one of the simplest mods you could do that will really help improve the sound. In my case, however, it improved it just by a little. So your mileage may vary on how well it improves the overall sound, because also my keyboard, it already came with a bunch of modifiers already to make it sound nicer. So yeah, I've been absolutely loving this keyboard. Features wise, it's got everything I need and more. Sounds absolutely amazing, and I'm gonna test it out right now so you guys can see it. I wanna test it, but I don't want it to sound too bad, so I'm just gonna try to come as close as possible and give you a nice sound test. So let's see. Oh yeah, I extra modified the space bar. I put foam inside so it's even more muted. You can barely hear it. Very creamy, silky smooth sound. I love it. This has been the best upgrade I've ever done from any keyboard I've ever owned in my life. Comparing to my old keyboard, let's see how my old keyboard sounded again. Not that great. Very clacky, as you can hear. Very wobbly too in some keys. But yeah, all in all, it's not too bad as your first keyboard, to be honest. Like, if this is gonna be your first keyboard from, you know, membranes, it's not too bad at all. Just the standard these days has gone up. So yeah. This is how it is now. So yeah, I hope that this video was informative or enjoyable. I don't know if it is. Hopefully it is. I'm gonna try to make it as enjoyable as possible through the edits. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Yo, assalamu alaikum.